Just a few thoughts on Part 13 of the Confederacy. And in Part 13, it's talking about the bond market and the selling of the bonds for cotton. And I'm going to have to refer to my notes because in Part 13 it's kind of lengthy. There was a couple of guys, Erlanger and Slidell, who evidently were wheelers and dealers. And they were in Europe, and they got the Confederacy to issue 15 million bonds. And they sold these bonds in Paris, Amsterdam, London, and Frankfurt. Now, this is during the Civil War, and you have a couple of extremely smart investment-type guys in Europe selling bonds for cotton. And the first payment on these were going to come due May 1st, 1863, and they wanted to create a bull market, so the Confederates bought back some of the bonds. When you read this stuff about the Civil War, it's incredible. It's just an incredible subject when you get into the political and the economics of the thing. And also, that was during the time that Fort Donelson had surrendered, and a lot of people were blaming Davis for doing things that were not constitutional, and people were losing their freedoms. And at that time, they were accusing Davis and his administration of being too secretive. Remind you of today. No different. It's absolutely identical what was going on politically then and some of the things that go on in the 20th and the 21st century. So in part number 13, you have a couple of movers and shakers in Europe selling bonds, and I think the percentage, of course, if you listen to Part 13, I think they were paying like 7% on the bonds. Well, that's a few comments on Part 13. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day. We'll see you. Bye-bye.